Greetings, grasshoppers! Welcome to the show today. My name is RJ Redden, and you are watching The Bot Signal. And today we are going to talk about your wins. Yes. What did you do this week that was awesome? What did you do this week that was a huge accomplishment for you? What did you do this week that was a small accomplishment for you? Hey, on this show, size doesn't matter. We want to celebrate just every single thing that you did this week that was awesome, or that you discovered, or that maybe somebody else on your team did. We will celebrate anything and everything as long as it can go on the internet. You know what I'm saying out there. Anyway, we do this every Friday because, as far as I'm concerned, unless we take some time to stop and smell the roses of entrepreneurship, we kind of just fly by everything. We fly by everything we've ever accomplished in order to get that next thing accomplished, because we are those people. We are the next people. Excuse me. More coffee obviously is needed. We are the people who are always looking for the next thing to accomplish, the next job, the next, lateral movement, the next upward movement, whatever it is. We're always looking for next. Today, we're going to stop and we're going to look at what's just passed, what we can celebrate that you've accomplished. So here's how it goes. If you write in the comments what you have recently accomplished, doesn't have to be this week, it could be just anything. Write it down, and we will help you celebrate, because that's how this should go. It should be a group thing. That's what I think. Anyway, so I'll start out, as always, by just kind of talking about a few of my own this week. And I'm going to start with a little piece of software that I have been told about 78,000 times. But this week I finally kind of dug into it. And this piece of software is called Handbrake. Like a little hand brake, like on a bike. Anyway, what does this piece of software do? Well, it helps take videos that are too big, and it helps compress them down so that you can send them and upload them in other places and show them and do all the things that we do on the internet. For me, this was an absolute savior for me. I was doing a whole bunch of video last week. It took me the way that I was compressing video, which I pay for, and Handbrake is free. I was taking so long, and then I would upload it to the location that I needed it to go. And again, it would take so long. I think that I did a lot of video. It was last week, Saturday, I believe. I did a whole bunch of video. It took me about 8 hours. It probably could have taken half the time if I'd have had Handbrake. And Handbrake's been around for a long time. Free software. And it is really, really, it's super fast. And I tried it. I tried it about 3 years ago, 4 years ago, maybe now. I gave it a shot, and it was just not, it was too difficult. I couldn't kind of figure out the interface very quickly. And so I'm just kind of like, yeah, okay. This is another one of those free things, right? So kind of tossed it away, but now I know. Handbrake for the win, people. I'm going to celebrate it twice because of how much time it saves me. Because as you know, I do a lot of video marketing, and I have to have something that works really, really well for me. Plus, now I can ditch the subscription that I was paying for compressing my videos. So super proud of that. That was like a cool software moment, wasn't it? Very good. Okay, more accomplishments this week. And again, if you're new here, put your accomplishments in the comments and we will celebrate that for you. Entrepreneurship is a hard road. and it can be lonely. It can be, according to my friend Jay Fazette, depression and things like that are rampant among small business owners, entrepreneurs. Hey, man, we are the backbone of our economy. It is time. It is time for us to celebrate that, celebrate all the little things this week. Because if we don't, we're headed straight for burnout. And that's not where I want any of you to be. Jessica, a software moment. Yes. Jessica, what have you had a win with this week? I'm expecting to see it in the comments. Okay. All right. So other wins this week. Holy moly, people. My class finally got published on the road. There were a lot of things that we needed to do. There were some changes in presentation that we wanted to make in that last minute there. And, sometimes that stuff takes a bit. But it was awesome to see that launch. It was awesome to see that launch. And as a special bonus, we'll celebrate this too. The way that we set it up, I can see who is going through what on my phone when they're going through it. I can keep track of what's going on. Just it shows up on my lock screen. That's pretty amazing stuff. And I love it because I know what's going on now with the folks who are taking my class. I know how far they're getting. And that pleases me to absolutely no end. It does, because that's one of the reasons that I put out a class, because I want to know how my peeps are doing. I want to know how they're progressing. I want to know, if they're liking stuff. And the way that we set it up, I'm able to know. So I'm going to celebrate that one more time, just because it's pretty dang cool to know these things. All right. Let me see. Okay. Once again, I'm having a little trouble with my contacts, so I'm going to switch the screen so that I can see it right in front of my face and be able to read the comments. I know. What a great idea. Okay, very good. Yes, software moments. Jessica's got one for us. Personal win, put my notice in the place I was subletting to open up a healthier next best place environment. Yay! Oh, that's so fabulous, darling. Are you moving then? You changing some location? Because that's good to know. I'm going to celebrate that a couple of times. Why? Because, my friends, sometimes that's just the coolest thing. Sometimes it's the coolest thing to change your environment. Just as a total side note, whenever I've been, kind of low for whatever reason, maybe, things aren't going as well, personal or business wise or whatever, I have found that changing my environment like Jessica's doing there, even just a little bit, is so incredibly helpful. Just cleaning the room that I'm in, or, hey, let's put the couch over there. Those types of things really lift my mood a lot when, experiencing some of the low spots that we all go through. So yeah, I'm proud of you, Jessica. That is awesome. And that is, it's absolutely wonderful. So just so you know. Let's see here. Also have a professional win, dialing my packages down for some deals. Gonna start doing more artwork and setting my own Twitch stream up. Oh, yay! Oh, that's so fabulous, darling. So there's so much in there right now. Getting started doing more artwork. That is awesome. Wow. That's wonderful. I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge fan of art and creators out there. I think that is awesome. Jessica, tell us what you do, if you don't mind. Tell us what you do. Do you draw? Do you sculpt? Do you paint wild paintings on the wall. Tell us what you do, so that we can know. That's wonderful. I think that is great because you know I am kind of this queen of self-expression a lot of times. I express myself a lot and all that, but nowhere is that more prevalent than when I get to go down to I have a studio downstairs in the unfinished part of the basement. It's finished enough for me to work on my wild and crazy stuff down there. And it is so fun. And it is such a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful way to spend my time. I just really feel like I'm making a mark on the world, because a lot of times with computer work and with online products and things like that, definitely making a mark on the world there. But when I can make a product that I can see in my hands, that's different. It's all very different. Okay, very good. Oh, creative wellness. Oh, interesting. Interesting topic. Absolutely. Loving connecting on that. Well, I'll celebrate a little art project that I did downstairs last weekend. It was Saturday. Was it Saturday? Or Sunday? I don't know. It was one of the weekend days. Anyway, I have been wanting to make something for the longest time. For those of you who don't know, I make terrain and stuff from our Dungeons and Dragons games. Well, there haven't been a whole lot of in-person games going on for about a year. A friend of mine actually kind of held a game in his yard over the summertime. That was so fabulous, because I still got to see my friends, people you don't live with. I love my wife. She is my heart. But I do like to see other friends sometimes. And yeah, so anyway, long story short, shorter. This weekend I was able to build something that I've been wanting to build for a very, very long time and just have never made the time to do. And that was a set of ruins. I wanted to build a set of ruins for our games, because a lot of times, honestly, that we run into ruins and explore them. And special fun fact, I got to build them in a way that is completely modular. That means that you can take the things that I built. I built some walls and I built some columns. You can take the things that I built and arrange them on the board any way you want. Any way the DM wants, which is my wife. So you know what? It was awesome. It was awesome to do that stuff. I'm looking forward to a little bit more this weekend as well. I have done a lot of actual portraits, landscapes, still life people. Wow. Hey, that's amazing. Gosh, that is a talent. That is a talent. Portraits. Wow. That is a toughie. It's a toughie. Capturing the essence of a person like that, going from 3D, all of this to 2D, a 2D representation and still capturing, the spirit of that. That is pretty darn amazing. And I'm happy to know you. That is incredible talent. Portraits, landscapes, still life people, etc. Sounds like you got some cool experience there, my friend. That's wonderful to know. That is wonderful to know. So let us celebrate that for sure. Oh yeah, you got the dance this time. Very good, darling. Okay, so excellent. Art, making stuff with your hands. If you've never tried it before, don't. A lot of people are kind of afraid to show their stuff. I understand. People are afraid they'll be judged or people will laugh at them or whatever. And you don't have to share it with the world. You don't have to share anyone. Art is something, self-expression is something you can do anytime, anywhere. Doesn't need very many supplies, and you can, you can take the time to do that, and you don't have to show anyone you don't want to. You can write poetry, you can do anything. I've tried all of these things, just because I'm a person who loves to have, pursuits that only take me. Like they're it's a one person game. And yeah, I mean, that's kind of, I, I love art because, it doesn't, you can do it just to do it. You don't have to show anybody if you don't want to. And, I think art in everyday life is a necessity. That's a personal opinion, obviously. But you would love expressive journaling, except it would take so much time. I know, right? I would have to have like specific time increments that fell into. I do write a lot. And that's, something I've been considering is, some kind of a book sometime. Before that, I'm going to get my card game published though. Okay. So very good. Let's see here. We could do an interview on creative wellness. Yeah, we could totally do that if you want to. Expressive journaling, just part of your own process of being able to communicate beyond just words and thoughts. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Something to watch on YouTube a lot, and this is wild, you guys. This is wild. I've never done this in my life as an art form, but there are so many videos on YouTube about it, and that is wood turning. You're like, what is that? That's when people get a piece of wood on something called a lathe, which is just this giant spinny thing, and people will make shapes out of the wood. They'll hold different type of metal instruments and sharp things up to the wood. And if you think about it, that's how they make furniture legs and everything else. But these people make these giant creative projects. And it just thrills me. Also, most of those videos are totally, that people don't talk behind them. So you can just watch this beautiful piece of art being made, and sometimes they have music behind them or whatever, and it calms me down. It's wonderful stuff. And of course there is the Bob Ross channel on Twitch. Every weekend, people, Bob Ross Marathon. Love the Bob Ross Marathon. That also will calm me down in just a hot second. And the people if those of you who don't know Twitch is largely a place where you can go watch people play different video games. It's also got a really active art section where people will draw, make art, make props for movies, make terrain for D&D, all kinds of stuff. It also has a very small section where people talking. This show is going on Twitch right now, actually. So they do have some randos in there, courtesy of me. But anyway, that is, you know what? 3 cheers for art right now. Just 3 cheers for art, because that is, I don't think that I could live without it. I couldn't live without it. Anyway, okay, very good, darlings. All right, toss some more of those wins in the comments for me. I will give you another win. Yesterday, I was rolling around YouTube, and I found a video, and I put this in my paid community. I put this up. It is about gamification and explains it so well when you're using it in a learning scenario. It was like this, yeah, I loved it so much. It was a TED Talk. And it's been viewed, billions and billions of times or whatever. It had a big number by it. But yeah, I saw it yesterday and it was like, wow. It's called the Super Mario Effect, I think was the title of it. So look it up on YouTube, or if you're in my community already, look it up there. But it's a wonderful place. It's a wonderful video. This guy explains it so well, basically saying that it's really, gamification is less about software and more about a state of mind and an approach to a task. It's an approach to finishing a task. And it was mind-blowing. Anyway, 3 cheers for that video, because that I really explains a tough topic well. I think that a lot of people sometimes, when I say gamification, they're like, I have to hire a video game developer. No, you don't. No, you don't. It ain't hard. It ain't hard. It does not have to be technical if you don't need it to be. So there is that. Other wins this week. Here's a personal one. My lady and I have been carving out some time at night to just sit and chat. And I know that probably doesn't seem like a big deal, but here it is. Here's how this started, okay? My little doggy, Ranger. You all know him. He comes up and says hi once in a while on the show. My little doggy, it's probably about 7:00 at night, he comes in here and he won't allow me to just sit here. Sometimes I'm working, sometimes I'm just watching TV at that point because it gets late. You know what I'm saying? But my little doggy will come in here and he will be insistent that I leave the room. And so if Megan's not home yet, we'll sit on the couch, we'll snuggle for a while and kind of wait for Megan to come home. But here's the thing. This is what I found out this week. He does the same thing to Megan too. It's a little different time that he does that to her, but I think that he just wants it so that both of his moms are anchoring the couch and that he's in the middle getting snuggles and hugs, snuggles and hugs, snuggles and hugs, snuggles and hugs. He just switches between us. And kind of this week, we've sort of made it a habit to just go in there and before we end our day, just talk about whatever we want to talk about. It's so weird. Like, we live together. We've been together, except for when she leaves for work this year, almost constantly. But can't get enough of that lady, obviously. And B, sometimes you gotta spend some extra time, So anyway, that's been a great big thing this week with the two of us. Yeah, got my desk situation sorted this week. For those of you, I'm constantly moving everything on this desk around. I'm constantly just, like, okay, the camera could be a little higher. Okay, the microphone could be here. All right, where am I going to put the sound shield? Because it's huge. These are the things that I work on occasionally. And yeah, finally got some good stuff happening with my desk. So I'm feeling great about my space. I'm feeling pretty great about everything. Well, that usually about ends our time. We're gonna wrap it up today. And if you are watching this on the replay, don't be afraid. Toss that win in there. I'll get to it. I'll talk to you. Because I want to celebrate everything that we do as entrepreneurs. The Friday show is always this. It's Friday wins. So start keeping a little notebook by the side of your desk and tell me, get ready to tell me on Fridays what it is that's going on with you. What are you celebrating this week? Is there, is there anything we can help you with? Because we are all in this together, and that's the only way we're going to get through any of this, honestly, is to get through it together. So let's connect with our fellow human beings. That's always the message of my marketing methods, right? It all leads to better connection with another human being. So if you've got that going on this week, celebrate it. And if you don't, there's always a way, isn't there? There's always a way. And yeah, that's what I've got for you today. Next week, we're going to come back. We're going to have great stuff for you. We're going to talk about engagement marketing. We're going to talk about bots. We're going to talk about videos. We're going to talk about text marketing. We're going to talk about everything. So do stay tuned. Next week we'll schedule out some shows over the weekend and get that going. Meanwhile, we're going to be having a lot of fun here in the Bot Cave, creating, finishing up on the next class drop of material, done much faster this time because of Handbrake, people. Handbrake. Free program, totally awesome. And that's about it. So thank you for coming by. Thank you for coming by today. Thank you for sharing your wins with me. I want you to have a great weekend out there. Thank you for coming, and I'll see you in a bot.